Zadon Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yes, this is my review of this truly amazing game. Now, real quick, I just want to briefly go over what happened with the Let's Play. And the simple answer is the video crashed, and I could not do anything with episode 2. Even though it looked 1,000 times better than episode 1, there was issues with the video files, and I didn't want to just skip over episode 2 and go into episode 3, on top of the fact that I really just wanted to play more after recording episode 3. So, and I was kind of stuck in the spot where I was until I could actually record the next episode. So, yeah, instead you guys get this video where I'm just talking about the amazingness that is this game. Oh my gosh. Seriously, if you guys haven't picked up this game yet, I absolutely recommend that you do. Because there is so much in this game that is truly, truly incredible. Getting to see all of the new Pokemon and the new legendaries, well, the lore of the legendaries, really, and learning about the nobles and all of this stuff, it was truly an amazing game. And I hope that everyone, they did a really good job of not spoiling what this game would be. Like, if you looked on Pokemon up until the release date, you didn't know anything. We didn't know, no one knew for a really long time what was going to happen with the starters. Were they going to evolve into their normal states? No one knew. Were they going to evolve into something new to make a Hisuian form? No one knew. But by playing the game, you find that out. And honestly, it was truly a huge amount of fun to just go through this game and just have fun playing with it. Having fun just wandering the world and seeing what they had in store, it was a lot of fun. And honestly, I don't think that they're going to be able to really match this game. Well, they might, but it's going to take quite a lot to do better than this game. Because there's not much that can be improved on. Sure, there are certain aspects that I really didn't like, but they are few and far between. Firstly is the open world stuff. We were led to believe that this was going to be the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon, but honestly, it just felt like Monster Hunter Rise, or just a Monster Hunter game in general. Well, sure, it's a great game, don't get me wrong. It's pretty small. It's pretty small in comparison to Breath of the Wild or anything like that. It's not a fully open world. There are 5 regions that you have to go back to your to the village in order to go to them, which that's a bit disappointing. But yeah. Also, there's hardly any towns, and that can be a bit disappointing. Luckily, you do get to see what these towns pretty nicely, and really, they are amazing. The Pearl Clan and the Diamond Clan have a lot of really cool stuff that you can just look around in their places, but obviously there's more that's going to be happening with these clans, so yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. There's a lot, to say the least, about what is going to be going on in the future with the Diamond and Pearl clans. And honestly, they could do a lot of story with these characters and the characters that we are going to be seeing in the future Legends series. Because the Legends really felt like it was a new world. You get to understand what exactly happened with all these characters. I really felt like this is what they should do for the remakes from this point forward. They shouldn't be focusing on making the games exactly how they were, but better, or whatever, adding certain aspects to the games Like, basically, remember that Leaf Green and Fire Red were basically the same as Red and Blue or Red and Green. Sure, they were based off of Blue, but at the same time, it was okay. It could have been better. Um, but this really felt like a game that would bring new people or old fans back into the games. Sure, the remakes are cool and all, but basically making it the exact same game with maybe a few extra aspects from that region for that gen, it really didn't feel worth it. And so getting this really was worth it. This felt like a full, complete game. A game that is going to be continuing, and we are going to see how it plays out for many, many years to come. And honestly, I'm so excited to just see what they have in store for us. Now, at this point, I have 100% completed the game, except for I still need to complete certain Pokedex entries, and I still need to do certain smaller aspects, such as doing like one quest, which is a bit of a pain, and collecting the old verses. But pretty much I've completed the game at this point. And honestly, I am so excited to just continue to play with the story of this game and seeing more of what it has in store for us. Getting to play this game really does mean a lot to a lot of fans, and I'm sure that a lot of fans are going to be ecstatic to just play through this game and just have a ton of fun. That is what this game really means to a lot of people. And 100% their Pokedex is, while a challenge, people are going to want to do it. It's going to be the thing that is going to unite people. People are going to be wanting to go through their game and collect every single Pokemon. Honestly, I think that this is going to be the game where many people who have refused to do shiny hunts for the longest time, that's where they're going to get their start. They're going to start enjoying doing shiny hunts. I mean, sure, getting the shiny Ponyta is easy as heck, but then getting yourself the another shiny, that is also really easy. I've gotten one just completely at random, just seeing a random Bidoof just out there. And honestly, I don't exactly doubt that I'm going to be seeing more shinies in the future. So, yeah, needless to say, I'm excited for that. Um, now, of course, there are certain aspects that are a bit disappointing. Like, you're not going to be able to go out and find certain Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon that are basically, it's one and only Pokemon. Such as there's an Alolan Vulpix that you can get in this game, and yet you just can't do anything. Like, you can get one and then evolve it and then you're done. You can't have a living Pokedex because of this one Pokemon. Sorry, that really infuriates me that is the only way that you can get that Pokemon. But yeah, it's disappointing, but like, you can get a lot of these other aspects of this game and get to just play around with it. That is what this game truly means. Completing this world, understanding the Pokemon. Completing the Pokedex, sure, it can be a challenge, but it feels rewarding because you're understanding more about these Pokemon by going out and catching them. What is the best method to actually catch this specific Pokemon? Oh, maybe this one you want to actually battle it because it's a really strong Pokemon, and the only way to really catch it is to actually go into a battle with it and make sure that you are hucking Pokeballs at it, because if you don't do that, then it's going to be a pain in the butt to catch. Or maybe it's hiding in the bushes and then throwing it at the back of the head, because otherwise it's going to run away. There's so many aspects to that are just a lot of fun, and getting to see that is going to be just insane. Getting to catch every Pokemon that this world has to offer, it's fun. And honestly, the lore of this world is interesting. Pokemon never really felt like it was much about lore. Like, just for an example, I felt like there was so little lore that I actually chose to play frickin' Pokemon Sword in frickin' Japanese to help practice my Japanese, and I have no idea what the story was in that game, but I still understand what's going on. It's that bad. Like, you do not need to really know anything about the story to understand. You do not need to be able to read the story to understand the story. It's just boring. Yeah, Hop is upset. Whatever. It really wasn't that much. But Legends Arceus, it felt new. It felt like a story that was going to continue to grow, and we were going to see what this world has to offer. And you really do. And honestly, I am so excited to actually see if there's more story that's just hidden, just slightly beyond reach. Maybe these certain trainers are going to be really important moving forward. Like, I don't know, maybe the bandits are actually, like, way more important, and by defeating them in all of the regions, then you get, like, this special event where, I don't know, maybe, they, by doing that, one of them returns the Pearl Clan, and one of them goes to join, the Galaxy team. Which we all know, like, the Galaxy team is eventually going to become Team Galactic, which, honestly, that is an interesting factor. Like, just knowing that Cyrus learns a lot of this stuff from his basically his ancestors' journals is just like, what the heck? And honestly, I'm so excited to actually see, like, what they're going to be doing with that moving forward. Are we going to be seeing more from these trainers, these people? Who knows? And honestly, leaving out certain characters actually makes a bit of sense. And also revealing that certain characters are also possibly ancestors to other characters. Like, this is a tiny bit of a spoiler, but I am pretty sure that Ronin's ancestor is also the ancestor to the frickin' knight from that is part of the Elite Four in Kalos. Like, I'm not 100% certain, and I'm not, and honestly, I could be very wrong, but I think that he could very likely be that ancestor, and perhaps his ancestor, in fact, probably his father, is the commander of, or is one of the main characters from frickin' Conquest. Yeah, that major character looks very eerily similar to this guy. Like, what? I'm intrigued, to say the least. Like, what are they going to be doing with that moving forward? I have no idea, but honestly, I would be super ecstatic to see that. Also, just all of the people that are just around. Like, almost every single person that you see out there could very easily be the ancestor to some character. Almost all, a good majority of them are Sinnoh characters, but there is characters for Univer, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. Yes, there are Hoenn characters. Univer is the second biggest. There's Kalos. Galar is a bit of a weird situation because it basically explains that the Professor Laventon looks like and basically he sounds like he's saying that is his home, is Galar, but at the same time I'm just like, something doesn't feel right about that. Like, I don't think he's from Galar. Like, no matter what people say, he doesn't feel like he's from Galar to me. He feels like he would be from a new region, which, speaking of which, I think is actually going to be what we're going to be seeing in the future. We're going to be seeing one of two places in the future, either in Indian and African, or actually, yeah, three places that are basically a possibility: Indian, African, or wherever the mongooses are from. I don't remember where they are, but basically, we're going to be seeing where Kaparaja come from, or where frickin' the young goose and gumshoes are coming from, because they've kind of hinted at it, like that they're pretty important, and that they come from another. They've basically explained that they come from a different region, but honestly, I'm not 100% certain. Gen 9 is going to be weird, and trying to figure out where it's going to be taking place is going to take some serious time. But honestly, I am so excited to see what exactly they're going to be doing with that. And also, Legends. The next Legends, I am 100% thinking that it is going to be straight to Univer, and we're going to be seeing the dragon. And I'm basically what I'm expecting is that after Gen 9, when we go into Gen 9, we are going to be seeing... first, we're going to get Gen 9 game, the first Gen 9 game, and then the next game is either going to be the Univer Legends game, or it is going to be the Univer remakes, which are going to be in the same style as Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and it's basically going to be a black and white game. Honestly, it's really hard to say with that, though, because black and white is really complicated and really weird in general. Like, just thinking about it, like, comparing it to any of the previous games, like Crystal, Yellow, and Emerald, all three of them, and also Platinum, basically all three of them are just alternate universes and the continuation of the and basically they are taking place at the same time as basically what we see in all of the original 4 generations and their stuff. It's just a different universe where we play as a different version of the characters. That's fine. Univer is gonna be weird because unlike all of these other games, Univer's better versions are in the same universe, but a few years extra. So, honestly, it's really hard to say what they're going to be doing with that. And sure, Kalos is going to be weird, to say the least, as well, because unlike every game before it, it didn't have a extra version. We didn't see Z. And same goes for Sword and Shield, but Sword and Shield I think are a little bit better because if we ever get to those getting remakes, which we will probably at some point, but it's probably going to be a ways off, that'll probably be something with that'll probably mostly be like just having the entire world all at once, rather than or having that entire area all at once. Honestly, it's really hard to say what they're going to be doing with that, but the point is that open world games are going to be continuing to grow. And I think that Pokemon is going to learn from what they just did with Legends Arceus and Diamond and the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl games, is they're going to realize that fans want more of this, not more of that. They don't want Diamond and Pearl completely authentic games. If we're going to be going back to picking up our original games if we're going to be playing them. Almost, I don't know a single fan who has gotten rid of their old games intentionally. Like, I still have my original Yellow, my original Gold. I still have frickin' Pearl. I still have well, I just got the black and the black, so, or whatever, whatever one it is. I just got that recently, so that doesn't count. And I'm going to be keeping Kalos and Sword, and probably going to be keeping all of the upgraded versions for the rest of my life. And that's kind of how it's been. Honestly, that's what fans are going to be going back to when they want to play these games. Sure, we can't, those of us who want to make videos off of them, we can't really do that with the current stuff, but that might be what they start thinking about. Maybe instead of making these remakes that are just better, instead they just port them. Port these games, these original versions of these games, which we have seen them do. The original 6 games, I believe, it's the original 7 games, I think, have all been ported to at least the 3DS. So porting everything up at some point to be on these systems, to be on the Switch, or whatever is the next Nintendo console, because there's definitely going to be another Nintendo console, whatever that's going to be, that is what they need to be doing for if people want to continue to play the original games. They don't want to play these remakes. Instead, they want to see new stuff. Legends Arceus is new. Sure, it's banking on the idea of the fans and what the fans want to see, but it's not that. It's something new. It's something that we get to see the story. Sure, certain remakes have done well, but in the past few years, they've kind of been decreasing. Especially with that of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. No one really wanted to play them. Everyone was excited for Arceus because everyone knew that Diamond and Pearl were going to be exactly like the old games. So, what do? Just port them. That's your best option. As for the future, though, there's going to be a lot. There's going to definitely be a lot that we're going to be seeing as we move forward. And these Legends games are going to be probably our major content. Sure, we're probably going to continue to see remakes made by this new company that are not going to be great, but basically they are faithful remakes, and we'll continue to see those so that younger kids can learn about these games, because that, I think, is what those games excel at. The remakes excel at bringing new kids into the fandom, new audience into the fandom, because Legends Arceus, while it is a truly amazing game, and I'm certain that kids are going to be ecstatic to have been ecstatic to play it and have been playing it, I don't think that is who this game was meant for. This game was meant for the older audience. This game is more mature than almost any Pokemon game has been for the past while, and that's a good thing. Pokemon has basically refused for the last few years to grow up. And that is something that a lot of fans are kind of disappointed about. Many fans have been watching Ash as he's been going through his journey for years, and while he seemed to grow up from Kanto to Johto to Hoenn to Sinnoh, he went back for Univer. And then he grew up again to probably past the point that he was in Sinnoh, in Kalos, and then he went back again for Alola. And then again in the new season of the anime, we're disappointed. No one really was ecstatic to see that, to see the Journeys saga, because it really didn't feel the same. Honestly, Go feels more like a main protagonist than Ash at this point, and that's not the best option. What would have been a better option is to have let Ash grow up, to let Ash continue to grow up as he continues on his journey, and let him finally see the end of his journey. Have him go off. Maybe he'll start a family, have his own kids. Maybe he'll finally grow up. Maybe he'll be with Serena. Maybe he'll be with Misty. Maybe he'll be with whoever. But the point is that Ash is no longer a kid. That was one of the biggest issues that is the biggest issue with the anime. They continue to treat him like a kid. They're attracting their younger audience. And I'm going to be talking about this in a future video, about the idea of keeping their audience young as their fans are growing up. But it's not the best option. what would be a better option is what it looks like Pokemon is going to be doing as they move forward. The main series games are going to start to grow up, and we're going to start seeing more mature games for Pokemon. Sure, the main series will be for all ages, but the Legends series, that is going to be what we see for the adults. The adults who grew up with Pokemon from a young age, and we're going to see that as what we expect to see moving forward. And then for the younger audience, they get to go back and play these older games, the remakes. And we're going to be seeing a new Black and White, a new Kalos, a new Galar, a new Alola. That is what we need to see moving forward with the remakes. Sure, continue to make faithful remakes. We don't care at this point. Most fans are kind of backing away from them. But if you want to continue to bring in new audiences, that's how you bring them in, with the remakes, while letting the primary series, that is what you use to bring in the older audience. Bring back the Gen 1ers. You did well with Pokemon Go, and you did well with the Let's Go's. But doing that continuously, continue to bring back the old fans back into the fandom. The fans who left, they see suddenly these games that look more mature, more ready for them. That's how you bring them back. And I think that that's going to be a great idea for Pokemon moving forward. Make more Legends games. And eventually, you'll have your fan base back. And your fan base will continue to grow. So that when we eventually do get to Gen 12, when we finally get to that final generation, the generation that will finally complete the Firestarter freaking Chinese New Year calendar. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that is still a thing. But as that continues, as we get to see those starters, finally, those last few ones, as we enter into into Generation 12, that'll be the end. That'll be a good ending point. And we can sign off on this crazy adventure. And sure, you could continue to do more with that point forward. But that's the big thing. Gen 12 should be the reboot. The ending. Where you look back and you create a new game. Pokemon Journeys was something that I also wanted to talk about. I've wanted to talk about it for a while, and what it means for the future. A look back at every generation. An open world game where you can actually look at every single region. That is what Gen 12 should be. When we eventually get there, after we've had all of our Legends games, all of our remakes, all of everything, to bring everything more into whatever console it is, for Gen 12, for their final game of Gen 12, we should get the final game. The final Pokemon game of this generation. Pokemon Complete. All 12 regions compiled into a game that is truly meant for Pokemon fans. That is what we want to see. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys will be ecstatic to see more for my talks on Pokemon and any other thing that we're going to be talking about as we move into this new year. It's been hard to actually get back into videos, but hey, we're doing our best. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. Of course, if you guys are going to leave your theories, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment, and we will talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patrons, Sheeny and Joseph. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!